It's Friday, 20th of March, and it's time for your Minidisc weekly update. Now, this week, we've got two very exciting new earphones here in the store. The first is this, the Fur Audio Redux 6. This is the new flagship earphone, which replaces the Radon 6 and the Xenon 6. Now, the Xenon 6 was a real party animal with the big, doofy, deep bass. And the Radon 6 was the more controlled version of this sound, which was still rich sounding, but a little bit more natural and balanced in the bass tone. And the Radon 6 was an absolute store favorite. The Redux 6 is actually sort of at the middle point between the two previous flagships. The Redux 6 isn't as wildly bassy as the Xenon 6, but it definitely does have a more pronounced low note density than the Radon 6. And that kind of density really comes out when you're listening to, say, a piano, where that low mid or mid bass fundamental tone really comes out. Vocals on the Redux 6 are just a little bit more layered and a little bit more prominent, so it's a modest technical improvement over the previous flagships. My initial impressions are that the Radon 6 might still be the more natural sounding all-rounder, but there's something addictive about the thickness of the Redux 6 that I think a lot of people are really going to hook onto. And of course, like the other Fur Audio flagships, the tone of the Redux 6 can be modified by changing out the Atom modules. This week, I'm also very pleased to introduce this, the Meze Audio Astru. This is the new single dynamic driver flagship, which features a really intricately machined titanium earpiece that really reminds me of Robin Williams' character in Bicentennial Man. At first listen, the Astru really makes me think of the Strada, which is also a recently released closed-back full-size headphone from Meze Audio. The Astru has a similar, slightly honky sounding forward mid-tone, similar to the Strada, but I think it actually works better on the Astru because the Astru also has a thicker low end. The soundstage on the Astru is remarkably open for an IEM, and that's probably thanks to the massive port, but that also means that the isolation on the Astru is quite poor. I think the Astru is one of those understated, balanced sounding IEMs that you can listen to for hours, and it's the kind of IEM that I think is going to grow on you. I think anyone who's a fan of the old Sennheiser IE800 is going to love the Astru. Anyway, come in, have a listen, let us know what you think. This is Lachlan for Minidisc TV, and we'll see you next time.